guys, welcome back to the channel. I think it's about time I get my new solar system installed. I'm going to get this stripped apart and then get started. So I got that all ripped apart in there. I need to get kind of a layout figured out of what I want my power wall to look like. So you guys might remember from the battery capacity test video that I used this shunt that I got off of AliExpress. Well, I thought that thing was junk, chintzy. I went out, splurged, and got myself a Victron shunt. This is one of the 500 volt amp ones. So 500 amps should be good enough for my system. So the lead coming off the BMS doesn't fit the bolt on the shunt. Well, I got a solution for that too. These are insulated pucks that you use in the electrical industry for mounting bus bar on. Mount that onto the wall. It's rubber with it's got a metal plate in the back here to help give it rigidity, and then there's a threaded stud post hole there, and this cavity is hollow, so this and this are separate from one another. So what I can do is put a washer on there, put my two terminals, and I'll need one for each side, one for the lead coming off of the battery to connect onto the one side of the BMS, and the other one for here to go out to the in of the shunt. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll just worry about the load to the building and the power coming in from the solar panels, and I'll just have to do all my 24 volt DC wiring on the wall exterior. Well, that's all the wires. Now I just need to measure up, cut a piece to put in here. Couple final touches here, and I can start cutting the plywood. Well guys, I got it all in here. Well, that wasn't very fun, but wood's up. I'm ready to install my stuff. So I'll put the inverter here. The wires will come up into the bottom of it. We'll put the BMS somewhere right here, and the batteries will connect to that. And then the wires for the feed to the inverter will just go along the wall here. somehow. So yesterday I got the solar setup complete for the batteries and the inverter. I installed the Dali BMS here and one of those junction pucks to be able to connect it to the shunt. I had to change the terminal end on the Dali BMS wire so that it would fit under the 3/8 bolt. And then I put the mega fuse here off the positive side, and I ended up putting all the batteries just on one shelf. So that's good. I'll have a whole nother shelf that I can put a second row of batteries on later if I want to. I haven't hooked up the wire to the panels yet. I want to temporarily set up 1 or 2 panels. But this worked good last night. I used 20 amp hours in 7 hours with my sleep apnea machine. So it was nice to be able to have the system able to operate. But I'll tell you what, I was so stinking sore this morning from being crouched up underneath this little cubby hole here. I'm still feeling it. I'm gonna have a hard time getting out. But anyway, that's that. So let's go outside and take a look at setting up some of the solar panels. Here's the new solar panel that I got. I got 4 of them. And I have these old 100-watt ones that I was using on my trailer. I thought I'd do a size comparison for you. This one here is quite a bit bigger. It's a 300-watt panel. I think that's going to be really good. So 4 of them should give me pretty close to 1 kilowatt of power. That should be lots. So these solar panels that I bought, I got them for a really good price. 68 cents a kilowatt, or excuse me, a watt. But they're grade B panels, and you can see there's some defects in them that make them a grade B, like this glue or whatever this is that's been put on the panel. It just scratches off, so that's good. I'll have to clean them up to make sure that they're going to be able to produce as much as they can. A grade B panel is a panel that has been tested, met the specifications, but there's visual defects. So there's the glue on the panel, and I think if you look, I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like the gap there is a little bit less than the gap there. This looks a little bit bigger. So I think maybe the cells are a little crooked. So they would classify that as a grade B panel and sell it at a discount. I got the 4 solar panels for 65 cents a watt. That's a really good price. I'm happy with that. That's Canadian, so that works out to about 50 cents a watt American, I think. I'd have to do the math on that to be sure, but it's like 1.2 2.6 Canadian to $1 American. So just temporary like. I'd like to mount a couple of these, one or two of them, haven't decided yet, just on a little quick 2x4 rack to get an idea for what they're going to generate for one, and for two, I'd also like to be able to have something on the system just to help maintain the battery while I'm not here. And that'll just be temporary. Eventually I'm going to build a whole ground rack system. So I'm going to take a couple trees down that I think are in the way, and then I'll bring the solar panel over there and start thinking about how I'm going to set it up to be able to mount it onto the 2x4s.
All right.
I think right here will be a good spot for my solar array. Now that I cleared this area out, it's going to have full sun for most of the day. I got to take some of these other trees out later. I think this will do the job for now. freaking body. Oh. I've never done this before. At least not without an MC4 crimper. Okay, so solar panels are hooked up. The sun's almost down, but let's go flip on the breaker and see what kind of juice we're gonna get. Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed. Oh, it sees the panel. I heard a relay click. Charging. Sweet. Six amps. 7 amps. That's pretty low compared to the 30 I was running with my generator. So I looked it up in the Victron app, and I've only got 120 watts going into the 112 watts, sorry, going into the battery, 4.5 amps. But it took me all day to get the panel set up with falling the trees and then moving all the material that I had to fall right where I was going to put the panels. So, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get up. So I think I'm happy with that. I don't have even direct sunlight onto the panels anymore. They're connected. Hopefully it'll be a sunny day tomorrow and I'll be able to see what I'm going to get. So you can see, I'll show you. So there's the sun now directly behind me. Like that's pointing into the sun. I don't know if that washed out the camera. So they're not even directly on the panels, and the panels themselves, they have like a shadow on them. So it won't be till tomorrow that I'll be able to get a full test done. But I'm happy. I got them connected. They're working, and how can I complain? So yeah, I'm gonna call that good for now. But thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll
On the next video, maybe we'll do some solar testing on the new solar system set up at the off-grid cabin. I'm so happy. You guys have a great week, and I'll see you on the next video.